Hey everyone, this is the Spiritual Seeker. Welcome back to my channel. I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone for subscribing. We've now hit another milestone at 300 subscribers, or just over that now. My channel's growing so quickly, so I just wanted to say thank you for that. And I thought, because we'd hit 300 subscribers, that we'd do a reading for what do people find attractive about me. If you're wondering why this one is upside down, it is because it is in reverse, so I decided to leave it that way. Sometimes when I do these pick a card readings, cards come out in reverse, and I do feel like it is necessary to read them that way because that's how the messages come through. So I will just put it out there that this is a general collective reading, so please take what resonates and leave out what doesn't. I will say that just at the beginning, just to get started, because I know not everything will resonate with everybody, and so sometimes I do get more specific messages, and those specific messages are meant for certain people, but sometimes they're not always meant for us. So please just take what you want and leave out what doesn't, whatever feels right for you. And I will just put it out there that everything for paid private readings is in the description box, and remember that this is for entertainment purposes only. I have to state that in the video. So we'll go ahead and you can pick from pile 1, 2 or 3. Give you a few moments to decide. And right, we're going to go ahead with the reading. So if you picked pile 1, what do people find attractive about you? So we've got start delegating in reverse. We have the 8 of water, the youth. We also have invisible, self-worth, playful, success. We have fertility, solitude, destiny, foundation and achievements, and passion ignited. So I don't know if you can see them all. I'll try and move the camera. Sorry about the lighting. So what do people find attractive about you? Well, I'm seeing water signs. The only element I have is water, so it could possibly be that you're a water sign or influenced by water in your astrological chart. Remember that this is a general reading, so if that doesn't resonate with you, then don't take that. It might just be specific for someone else or another group of people. But the 8 of water, so the 8 of water is someone who is proud of their achievements. Alright, they are standing tall, they are in touch with the divine, they have all their chakras aligned, they are well balanced, as with the dolphins, they have the power in their hands. It's someone who's very positive and appreciative. They have gratitude for everything that they have. And it's someone who, even though they are proud, it's not in an egotistical way. So you are possibly proud of your achievements, and I can see that with the other cards because we have the foundations and achievements card. Someone who has stability, someone who's built a home, built a family, someone who is just in touch with their emotions as well. With the water card, you might just be very influenced by water, in touch with your emotions, or like spending time near water, that sort of thing. And you have a real passion for everything that you do. It is possible that you are a leader or in a leadership role, because we've got start delegating in reverse. Okay, so you don't need to start delegating because you already do. You're already possibly a leader. Okay, we've got number 1 coming through, and we've also got success. So your passion really delegates you into success, and through that success you've built a strong foundation and achievement, and people really like that about you. You just follow your destiny. Again, we've got 1 + 0 = 1, so another leadership number. You just follow your destiny. You are living your life. You are got your achievements. You are proud of everything that you've achieved. You delegate your tasks to others. It's possibly that you got through this role. If you are in a leadership role, you really got there through the emotion of passion. So passion really motivated you and drove you to this point. We've also got someone who can kind of slip off the radar. Okay, you are very playful. You are, 4 + 4 = 8. Again, the family number, because we also had the family on the foundations and achievement card. So you've possibly built a family, but you are very playful. You are still very carefree at the same time. Again, you know your worth. You know your worth, you know who you are. You can still be very playful, but you also are a leader and someone who's very serious at the same time. However, you do have the tendency to go off the radar, like I was just saying, because if you don't like someone or you don't want to be in a situation, you will straight up go invisible. Okay, we've got 1 + 6 = 7. 7 is the spiritual number. When you face struggle, we've got 3 coming through a struggle in typical numerology. All right, you will go invisible. You will need spiritual alone time to realign your chakras, realign your emotions. You might be sensitive to the earth's energies, and so you need to go off in solitude. Yeah, you need to go off in solitude. You need to collect yourself together. You need to find more knowledge, and you will go invisible. You have to do inner work at the same time. So people might be too much for you at times. And with the youth card coming through again, someone who likes to go off on their own during times of struggle, because we've got 3 again at the bottom. So people are really, intrigued by what's happened to you. He or she's gone straight off the radar. This is mysterious because, they are such a successful person. They're delicate. They're always talking and leading other people through their passion. Yet when things are struggling, they just go off the radar. I mean, even when they are following their own destiny. So people are really confused by this, but it also makes them very attracted to you because, again, you're a mysterious person. 7, even though it is a spiritual number, it is also a number about mystery. So you are also very mysterious to people. And again, you will go off like the youth and into solitude. And have you noticed how both the cards have stars on them? So you are following the stars. You are following destiny. Possible that you are a spiritual person for some of you, and you like to do your own thing as well. You might be a family person, and you might be quite playful around other people and the family and home, and you might be very successful, but you still require your alone time, and people like that about you because it's a good balance. And I feel like this might be a special message for some of you. Some of you might be having issues with fertility at the moment. I know this is not necessarily much to do with the reading, but if you are having issues with fertility at the moment and it is a struggle, I am getting told in the next 6 to 12 months you will have a breakthrough, and it is all about balancing the heart chakra. Make sure that you love yourself. I mean, we can see that you are proud of your achievements, but make sure that all of the chakras are aligned, because we can see here this guy, he's got full alignment. So make sure if you are having issues with fertility, again, this is not going to resonate with everybody, keep that in mind, but make sure that all your chakras are aligned and that you are well balanced. I feel like that's a special message for some of you. However, if that doesn't resonate with you, leave it out. It means that people see you as fertile. People see you as a family person. People see you as someone who has a strong foundation. All right, someone who they could build a home with. Someone who they could build a family with. Possibly very motherly or fatherly energy that they get from you. Very stable energy because you are successful. Remember that. And even though you have a tendency to go off on your own, you are still quite playful with others. You know your worth. You are living in your truth and live your destiny. You lead by example. And even though you do require time in solitude, people find that very interesting about you. People like that because it's almost like they get to see a different side to you. You might have like different emotions. So you have a very like deep nature to you, like water in the oceans. There's something very deep and mystical about you at the same time. So when you do go off radar or require time in solitude, all right, people think it's very mysterious and they like it because they just see you as someone who's free spirited and can go off on their own. But even though you can go off on your own, you're also very good with people and delegating people and leading people to success. And you're not afraid to tell people who you are and what you're feeling because you know your own self-worth. So yeah, that's what people find attractive about you if you pick pile 1. So if you picked pile 2, what do people find attractive about you? We have the Purification card, we have the Hero, the 5 of Air, the Queen of Air, we have the Journey card, we also have Awareness and Fulfillment of Wishes, we have Risk, the Fledgling, and Oath. So make sure you can see all those. I'm sorry if you can't see them all. I'll move my camera a bit for you. So what do people find attractive about you? So straight off the bat, I'm getting very strong air sign. We've got air and fire, so it's possible that you could be an air sign or a fire sign, or you might just be influenced by these energies at the moment. Remember that this is a general reading, so if you're not resonating with something, just leave that bit out. That might just be a message for someone else. So straight away, people are attracted to you because you don't care what others think. You will just say things how you want to say them. You're not afraid of speaking your truth. You're not afraid of being a bit harsh, being a bit cutting with your words. You're not afraid of, communication. You will straight up say something if you don't like it. And people like it because it's blunt honesty, and people like your honesty. Also, with the 5 of air, this is a woman here holding a mask, and she is blinded. So she doesn't fall for people's bullshit. She doesn't fall for people's illusions. She will call people out on it. The Queen of Air says, I will call you out on this. If I see bullshit or fakery or masks, I'm going to call you out on it. Because air signs are very good communicators, okay? They are very intelligent, witty, smart, sarcastic. Even if you want an air sign, you do have these qualities that make you attractive. And the 5 of Air says, I'm not afraid to drop my mask. Alright, even if you're not going to drop your mask, I'm still going to show you my blunt truth and honesty. I am not afraid to drop my mask. I am not afraid, to live in my truth and speak my truth, even if you want. And if you want, I'm going to call you out on it. So, and you're not afraid to act on it because the hero card says, I'm a fire sign. I'm going to act on this. Fire signs are all about, going for things, actions, doing things, being the hero, taking the lead. You are not someone who is just going to sit back and say or do nothing. Like, you are a very good go-getter. And, okay, you're not afraid to take risks either. You are not afraid to just go for it. Say what you want, do what you want. I'm going to go on my own adventures, all right? I am a number 1. We've got number 1 coming through. I am the leader of my own destiny. I'm going to do what I want in my own truth. I'll take risks. And you know what? I stand by my word. People like you and are attracted to you because you stand by your word. The Queen of Air is someone who's very adamant. When she says something, she means it, no matter how harsh it is. Okay, you could be a male. I'm just saying it from the Queen's perspective. But you're not afraid of standing by your word and standing by other people. You will defend other people as well, I'm getting. Like, yeah, you're a queen. You will defend. You will take risks for the right reasons. And you'll do this to get what you want. And you might not always like working with other people. Okay, you might like to work on yourself and your own wishes in solitude, because we've got the number 9 coming through. We've got this guy here just growing his own harvest, growing his own treasure. So you might like to have all your success by yourself. So you might be self-employed. That might not apply to everyone, but you could be, because you like doing things your own way. All right. And it's almost like, as well, people think that you're very naive. I see the purification card in this term, in this specific, reading, is that people think you're naive, all right? Because people think, oh, he or she just does what they want, they say what they want, they go on their own journey, they go off in solitude, they're not afraid of new beginnings and taking risks, all right? They mean what they say. They're not just saying these things, they're actually going out and doing them. That's with the hero card coming through. And this is naive because they don't really know what they're doing. And, they're doing it all by themselves. They're not listening to others. They're just taking risks. People think that's naive. But then, with the 5 of Air, they're saying, actually, she does or he does know what they're doing, because you are very aware, okay? Again, we've got 1 coming through with leadership. You are very aware of the things that you're doing, the things that you're saying. So even though it comes across as naive and possibly a little bit, silly at times, like, they just packed up their bags and left to go do some new business trip tomorrow, and they don't know what they're doing. They've just got themselves into something. But no, you are speaking, you are acting, you are aware of the things that you are doing. So you're actually very cunning as well. So people on the outside, people think it's very naive, but actually you know what you're doing. Like, you are sly, you are cunning, but in a nice way, if that's even possible. Like, you're not doing it to hurt other people, you're doing things for yourself. for your own fulfillment and wishes. And even though you're going off on your own to do these things, like, you know what you're doing, and you're not afraid to choose between different paths. You're not afraid to just go on your own journey and be by yourself. You're not afraid, okay? You're not afraid to be blind, and you're not blinded by situations. So it's kind of like, you know, the saying, the blind leading the blind. Like, even though you're blind and you're leading, you know where you're going because you've thought this through. Okay, you're a thinker, you're a doer, you're very, like, intellectually smart, you're very intellectually capable, you're willing to take the risks to go on the journeys that you want to go on for fulfillment of wishes, and you're not afraid to take the dark path either. So you're not afraid to take a road that's untravelled. You're happy just on your own, you're happy living your own truth, being honest, and you do these things for transformation, because we've got, like, dragonflies here, we've got butterflies on the journey card, okay? You know, if you need to take a different path, you know you need to take that path for your own transformation and growth and to fulfill your own wishes. And that's why sometimes you might have to go off in solitude. I mean, all these cards are... sorry, I've just realised that I was down here with the cards. All of the cards, they are by themselves. Like I said, again, we've got transformation. So you're not afraid to do these things by yourself. You're not afraid to take the road that's untravelled. You're not afraid to make choices and take risks. You're not afraid to go in blind into a situation. But the likelihood is, even if people think that you've gone in blind, you've actually really thought something out. You're very aware of what you're doing, and you know what you're doing. That's it. And you're going to stick by it. You're doing what you're doing, and that's it. And people find that attractive about you. And also, as well, with the Mask card, the Five of Air, even though if you are going into a situation, you will not fall for illusions, you will not fall for other people's illusions, you will make them remove their mask as well, is what I'm getting. Like, you bring people to be more honest and to be more open and communicate. Like, you're a very good communicator. And you're very good at, like, triggering that in other people, that actually, this person, they've got their mask off, so why should I have mine on? Is that kind of thing. And, you know, this person's not afraid to start new beginnings to get what they want, so why can't I do that? And you're very inspirational to people in that way. All right, you're not afraid of making other choices. You're not afraid of just packing up and going and being on your own. You're not afraid of being on your own. And, yeah, it might come across as naive, but people really admire it because... you're just an all-around, well-rounded person, okay? You're aware of the things that you do. You're aware of the things that you say. You're aware of what you want and your wishes, all right? You're not disillusioned. You stick by what you say. You'll take risks. Yeah, you just... are not, like, people are attracted to all of that. You're not afraid to just have new beginnings and do things by yourselves and be a leader. And people might see you as a leader. Like this blind woman just leading, but she's still got a very good sense of direction. Even though she's blind, she's still got a very good sense of direction. Or it could be a guy that's watching this. But yeah, even if you are blinded by situations, but the likelihood of that is that you isn't. But even if you were, you've still got a good sense of direction to lead people and lead yourself to wishes. So people really like that about you. That's what they find attractive. So yeah, that's what you got if you picked pile 2. So if you picked pile 3, what do people find attractive about you? We have home. We have the 9 of air. We have the 4 of water. We have the 10 of air. We have the King of fire. And we have the death rebirth card. We also have hope and the waiting game. Waiting game in reverse. We have the High Priestess of Air, High Priestess of Earth, Obedience and Chaos in reverse. So what do people find attractive about you? Let's have a look. So right off the bat, I'm seeing lots of air signs. We've got the 10 of air, the 9 of air, the High Priestess of air. We've got 1 water and 1 fire card. So we've got a little bit of everything, mainly air, so you might be an air, water or fire sign, or predominantly ruled by air signs, or air influences, I should say. But again, a little bit of everything, so just take what resonates and leave out what doesn't. Regardless if you're an air sign or not, you still have a lot of air energy, and that air energy tells me that you are very smart, you are very intellectual, you are very knowledgeable, and you're a good communicator. You know what you want, you're not afraid of speaking your truth, you're very witty, can be very sarcastic, but even though you think a lot, alright, you probably talk a lot, but if you don't talk a lot, you definitely think a lot. But regardless of even if you think things through, you're not afraid to act on things. Okay, the fire card tells me the King of Fire. Even though I have ideas, I act on them. So I don't just think things and then just let them go. You act on what you say. You really mean it. You speak truth. And the thing that people find attractive about you is that you install hope into their life, okay? You're someone who is very down to earth with the High Priestess of Earth. We've got 2 High Priestesses cards, okay, and we've got a King card. So you are a very powerful being. You're someone who installs hope to people, possibly in the family home, such as families or other people. It's possibly that you have children yourself, because we have the home card. Remember, that might not resonate for everyone, so just take the messages as they resonate. So you actually might be a very motherly person or a fatherly person. 8 is the family number. 1 + 7 = 8. You're someone who's very down to earth, very realistic, very grounded. So even though you are a thinker, you also are a doer, but someone who does things practically. Okay, you're quite rational about this. I feel like for some people, if you're having home issues, this card is telling you that your home situation is going to improve. Possibly if you're living with someone and it's not going to plan, okay, the occupants will change. I feel like that's a special message for some people out there. That's not going to apply to everyone, but if you are having home troubles, you are going to come out of this. But back to what finds you attractive is that you make people really hopeful, okay? You're an optimist is what I'm getting with these cards. You're a thinker, you're an idealist, you're an optimist, but even though you're all those things, you are very practical and down to earth, okay? Because the 4 of Water tells me that, you know, even when I look in the mirror and I know I have weaknesses, I focus on my strengths. Okay, he knows his imperfections and he still loves himself the way he is. You know people aren't perfect. You know people have made mistakes and you're very accepting and forgiving of that. And people find that healing, okay, because water is a very healing element. It talks about emotions. So, you know, someone who's very emotionally stable as well, because 4 is about stability. So yeah, someone who knows that people aren't perfect, but you're willing to accept them that way, and people like that. People find that comforting. That makes people feel like home, just loving them the way that they are. Even if they're walking around the house in their tracksuit and joggers and, you know, the hair's a mess, you know, you still think that people are great just the way they are. You don't need to dress up for me. You don't need to be all these materialistic things. I know people aren't perfect because I'm not perfect, and you know, people really like that accepting quality about you. That's really healing to them. And also with the 10 of Air, the 10 of Air is someone who walks their own path. Okay, they're not bound by others' opinions. You know, they're like, if someone was to say something about you, be like, yeah, no, I'm not perfect. That's fine. That is fine. And you're very individualistic and you embrace that. Someone who's independent. Okay, and the number 10 talks about the end of new cycles. You are not afraid of going through challenging cycles because you know that they are necessary for rebirth and regeneration and transformation as well. With the butterflies on here, butterflies are all about transformation. It's like the caterpillar in a cocoon, that sort of thing. You've got divine knowledge as well. We've got divine knowledge on this card. We've also got it on this card here and in this card. So you are someone who's very spiritually in touch with the divine, whether you are aware of that or not. And you're not afraid to end new cycles, okay? If something's not serving you anymore, you're like, right, that's it, I'm gone. I'm not going to stick around because I'm not waiting to be forced out of this situation, okay? You probably are a little bit impatient, but that serves you well, because when it comes to releasing old and negativity, you're like, right, that's it, I'm going, bye-bye. I'm not hanging around for that. I know what I want. And I'm going to get it, says the King of Air. I'm not waiting around for this, you know, to be over. I'm just going to walk out of it myself because I know I'm not perfect. I know I've made mistakes, and, you know, you're happy to admit that you've made mistakes. All right, but you're not someone who likes to live by the rules all the time. You're just going to be like, right, I don't want to cause chaos because we've got chaos in reverse. I don't ever want to cause chaos. But if I don't think something is individualistic or feels truthful or meaningful to me, if I don't think that something is individualistic, or I can't be unique or individualistic in this situation, whether that be a relationship, a career. You're like, I don't want to cause chaos, but you know, I'm not going to follow that rule. I'm just going to go off on my own. You're very optimistic about this. You know, you're a thinker and a doer, more of a thinker and more of an idealist because of all the air signs that we've got here. But you're like, right, I'm not going to follow that rule. Probably a little bit sneaky as well, like, you know how to bend the rules as well, so you're probably very good at getting yourself out of situations because you probably talk your way out of them. Alright, the High Priestess there says, I can talk myself out of situations because your brain probably just runs a lot faster than others. If you're an air sign, you know what it's like to have that ability where you're very quick-witted and you can talk yourselves out of situations. So even if you do get into a little bit of trouble, you're like, oh, I know how to handle this and get out of this. Not in an egotistical way, but you're not going to follow the rules if something's not serving you. If something's not serving you, you are happy to walk away and start a new cycle. And you know that instills hope in other people, because people often get stuck in cycles, and often they wait too long to get out of them, and it creates imbalance. Again, with the number 2, it can create imbalance in these situations where something is no longer growing. Look down here, and we need to turn it around so that tree can grow. But yeah, you're not afraid to just leave a cycle, start a new one, and again, because you act on it. All right, if you think something's not working, you're like, right, I'm out. I don't want to cause trouble, but I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to be obedient to this. I will not fall into that system. So people are really inspired by that and find that attractive about you because you're not afraid to wait and just do things and get what you want. You're an optimist as well, like I've said. And again, I'm seeing family numbers. So 6. We've also got... There was another 6 somewhere. Where is it? Oh, when I was seeing chaos, even though that's meant to be a 9, upside down, that's a 6. So you don't like to cause chaos because, you know, 6 is the number of the family. You like things to feel like home. You like people to feel like home. You don't like to create stressful situations. But if that means you've got to be a little bit sneaky and walk away from the situation, you're like, right, I'm gone. That's it. I'm not afraid of starting a new cycle and going into the dark to get something much better that is healthier for me, that serves my growth. Okay, so yeah. That's what people find attractive about you if you picked pile 3. I hope that all made sense, guys. Remember to like and subscribe to my channel. Turn on the bell notification button to receive regular updates of when I've posted, and you can be the first to see it. And yeah, just let me know what you'd like to see, if you resonate with this reading, if you enjoyed it, or even if you didn't, just drop a comment. I do like to answer all comments, or at least try to get to them. But they don't always come through notifications, so I do try and always go back and look. And yeah, so I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.